Hey guys, it's me, Young Leo Echo. It is the video part 2 on the installation and installing the power steering system with the EVAP system. Back to what I'm saying about the suction hose is you want to first you want to drain all your old power steering fluid oil by the suction oil. Uh, you can. This is the power steering reservoir. This hose down here, that's the drain hose. Because that will go into the suction hose. Okay, you can either take out this hose so you can turn your steering so all the fluid will come out, or you could well, wait a minute. The hose on the bottom here, it goes down to this twin hose. This is the power steering twin hose too. Okay, it goes in the front of the frame like that. It mounts on here. Okay, and I should install this before the radiator, so I have to take out the radiator to install this hose back on like this. Okay, it'll be on the side like that, and when it's on the side like that, it'll come up here. Okay, those two holes, those two metal holes, it'll come up here, and one of the holes will go in to the bottom of this reservoir hose. See that bottom reservoir hose? I go down to that metal hose. Okay, and the other hose. Um, Here comes the other hose to the metal. This is another hose to the metal. This is the return back to the metal hose from the power steering column hose. Okay, so the power steering column hose is right here. These are the two holes that I took out. See those two holes from the power steering column? I took out those two hoses, and it goes all the way to the left side engine bay and the back of the engine bay to the left side, the passenger side. It goes out here. One of the holes is this hose, okay? And this hose go down to that metal hose, one of it. And the other hose is from here. The bottom hose of this power steering reservoir goes down to another hose of this metal hose right there, okay? So that's where it leads to. Um, and the other hose from the power steering is right here. It goes to the power steering pump. So you got it now? From the power steering pump hose, the banjo hole on the top here goes around to the power steering column, one of their holes. And the other hole will be right here. Okay? And this hose go down to that metal hose. Okay? So this rubber hose go all the way down, all the way around to the column. Okay? So that's the second hose. Now those hoses are hard to install. Okay, and I want to mention in the middle of the hose, in the middle of one of the hose, like this hose right here, yeah, that hose right there, disconnect the halfway. You see where you need to disconnect from the halfway. So no, actually it's not that hose. It's this hose right here. This hose go all the way over here, and this is where it connects. Okay, this is where it connects right there. That's a clamp too. So just disconnect that hose and clean it if you can. And sometime people will find out you disconnect that hose right here. It's easy for you to install. Okay, it's easy for you to install it into this place. And you really need to take out these holes in the back of the engine bay. Once you inside here, you want to take a rag and clean all the fluid has been dripping and all that, and clean it up. That's what I do. Some of you find out you will have to uninstall those two radiator hose, the heater core hose. You need to install those two hoses if you have to. I didn't have to, because I squeezed it and kind of find out the way to to have both of the power steering pump hoses go through here, yeah, and it didn't give me a problem. Okay, guys. Now, do you see right there? Um, see right here? I'm pointing right there. See that hose right there? See that hose right there? That hose right there has a clamp, should be clamping there, and with that rubber thing that's holding the two power steering hose right there, see that? Yeah, that rubber thing that's holding the both of the power steering hoses to the power steering column is this. You need this to cover up that hole. This is the bracket clamp where the rubber piece that hoses the two holes. This, you clamp this lock in place. This is the lock. You lock in one side there, and you bolt down this hole. That's the other side, and you clamp down those two hoses. Okay, I can't really show you exactly because it's all the way down there, and it's hard to see already, and it's gonna be hard for me to work down there while you guys looking. Okay, so you kind of understand what I'm saying there. Okay, and then just bolt down, tighten down the nuts, tighten down the bolt there. Also, there's another bracket bolts right here. um, you see, which clamps the two power steering hoses too on this passenger side engine bay underneath the hood here. And so the power steering hoses will install on first, and then you want to go ahead and install the EVAP hoses, which is right here. It's gonna be on top of the power steering hoses, I believe it is. Yep. And it's really narrow. You're gonna have to bend your hose somehow, or trying to get it. Sometimes you need to bend it. I bend it like a few times on my EVAP hose, and just bend it back. If you find it hard, just take out your left side motor mount when you do it, okay? But I did it without taking it off, so I was happy. It took a lot of time though, it took a lot of patience to do that. Oh yeah, I want to mention, you really want to take out your cruise control accelerator. You see right here? That's the cruise control accelerator. You want to take it out because it was mounting right here. Also take out your radiator, the radiator reservoir bottle, so you can work around this area. Um, have all your bolts in place. I use NECs. I use NECs right here on all the bolts threads. So next time it'll be easier to take out the bolts. Okay. Next thing is, gosh, I might have to make a third video on this because it's taking a while. Okay, so it might have a video part 3. Okay, guys. uh, and after, okay, when you install the power steering pump on, to get all the hose inside there, especially this hose right here, it's gonna be a pain. And also the other power steering hose, it's not so bad on this hose right here. It's just a long hose to stop right there. It's just a long hose and it stopped right there. And so it's not so bad to install this one hose, but it's a little bit harder to install this long hose, banjo hose from the power steering pump. And you need someone to hold it, like standing right here holding the pump, so you have some way to put this curvy power steering hoses down toward that side, and it needs to go underneath here because it was long. I didn't have to take out parts, so I just kind of move it along the edge, and find a way to go inside there through that aisle. All right, so once you have it installed, if your all your bolts are rust, spray with some WD-40. A total of 3 bolts, one on this side. These bolts are the adjustment bolt for the pulley and the pump too. Okay, so there's 3 bolts, one on this side and 2 on this side. Okay, one right here. If you turn the pulley, then you can put your socket in and losing the bolts. One is right there and one is right there. Okay. I put NECs on the bolts too. It's already installed good, and don't install the pump too tight. You see, I can still move my pump here up and down. Don't install it too tight because you will have to install the belt on too. Okay. And if you see some rust like this, just spray some WD-40, or I mean the belts. They sell some belt spray. Just spray it on there. To have all the rust out. And don't install it too tight on the pump. Okay, you're gonna need to install your belt on later. So once you install the power steering pump on, of course you will need to install the bracket too. That's the power steering bracket right there. It uses like 4 bolts to install the bracket, I believe. Just have all your bolts ready. And so after you install the power steering pump on with the hoses, you don't necessarily need to install these, tighten these hoses yet. You don't necessarily need to tighten. I'm just turning it in so no air and dirt will comes in, but I haven't tightened it yet. So I will tighten once everything is done, and hopefully it will not leak. Because if the power steering system have a leak somewhere on the hose, that's trouble. So you don't want that to happen. Um, I guess you might can seal it up with something if it's leak, like some sealant or something. Especially it leaks like around the thread bolts. Like what I'm showing you there. Most of the time it leaks right there, by the bolts. Okay, it don't leaks anywhere else unless you have a damaged hose or somewhere, like a hole on or a cut on a hose. Um, but just be careful, because you could damage the hoses while you're installing it. Okay, so just kind of be careful. Work your way through things slowly. Okay, and then lastly, just install this on to install the 2 power steering hoses. Okay, like I showed you. And most likely, after you install it, the power steering reservoir bottle here, you want to go ahead and drain everything else. You drain with the suction hose down here. Take that out, and then just go inside the car. Connect your battery up. Put your key inside and then just kind of turn it on first, and turn the key on, and then turn the power steering left about 5-6 times, and turn it right about 5-6 times, until you know uh, if all the fluid's already gone out. Go ahead and connect all the hose back on, and put new fluid onto the bottle here, on the reservoir bottle. Fill it up, and of course you gotta mount it right too. It's mount right there. Just mount it up, have all your hose connected, and fill up new fluid, new power steering fluid. I use M-Soil automatic OE, I think, transmission fluid. Yeah, automatic transmission fluid. Uh, there's like a signature, M-Soil signature automatic transmission fluid. That's what it's called. It's for the power steering fluid on a Eclipse engine. Okay. Um, there's another way to uh, to to drain the fluid by the rack. That should be underneath the car, where the rack, or on the top somewhere. You should see a drain button, or like a drain knob, and just take it out, and that's how you drain it and refill back on. I haven't tried that way yet, but there's people already done that. So that's another way to drain the fluid. But then that's it, guys, and just do a test drive. Alright, guys, it's been 15 minutes, and it's me, Young Leo Akio. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe my channel, and comment. It's me. Young Leo Echo is signing out. Thanks.